Pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora and elsewhere. Please subscribe to the channel so you will get the next update, and let me apologize for the little technical difficulty a little while ago. Sometimes I wonder if the devil angels are really at work. Because when you try to open up the eyes of the illiterate, the ignorant, the stupid, and the fools, the angels act, and you start to get all kind of problem because you should not get this message, because you all are the fighters. You all are the one who are destroying one another and cause your generation to suffer. But I am very determined, but I want you all to understand clearly. And I will get down to this because tomorrow it will be better for me. What really is going on in Guyana, you all must know. Let me get straight to the brass tack because you all have heard the rest before. Don't blame the no-good politician, blame yourself because of the racism. And you all can't come together to understand. Whether it's a black man, a coolie man, a Chinese man, well, the coolie man and the black man, whether y'all are one of them, you're the majority, they are not for you. Unless your fingers are in the jar like them. You know, it's as plain and simple. Guyana is the poorest country in the world. Was rating under Haiti, or slightly above. But giving the population, what destroyed Guyana is racism and corruption at the same time at the top with your no-good politician. And I want to make it clear, no politician in Guyana belong to you and will do what they have to do to keep you all happy. The more they keep you all fighting each other, enslaving you, they are getting rich, and the bank is getting fat, and their wife and children is walking on high heel shoes and the toes can't even touch the ground, and dressed so good that you all becomes the beggars and gardeners and watchmen. Friends, people came into this world to help the uncivilized to make you better. And if Moses was not on earth, these Jews today wouldn't find a promised land called Israel, as they say is their own. And if Muhammad and Jesus didn't come, many things would not happen. So every time God or whoever sends somebody to lead you all out of bandages to educate you, you all turn back and kill them. You all destroy them because you all believe you all are untouchable. You all are the only one. My friends, it's plain and simple that you all must understand. Nobody owes nobody anything in this world. Nobody. But you all have to understand what you're dealing with. You, the black race in Guyana, stop talking racism and talk about slavery. Your ancestors in Africa have get rid of the disease from Africa because you all don't have changes. What they have known in those days that we in modern time not seeing and hearing, and you all are in the present of us. They had a right. They give the white man the garbage who try to recycle you all, civilize you. Today many of you come out of that. All are doctors, lawyers, scientists, musicians making millions, and still y'all are cussing them and grateful. They were slaves too, eh? They were slaves. Read their history. But you don't hear them talk about it. The Irish were slaves too. I know he's not a Chinese man or an Indian. They're black. But you don't hear him talk about it. The Chinese were slaves too. And the Indian was slave and still slaving their people like what's happening in Africa. Friends, you are living in this part of the world. Count your blessing and started to do what is right. Dr. Jagan, the late and Bonham used the two races to get what they want. There was never a part of you. Burnham's wife was Eric Williams' sister, according to information. And Jagan's wife was a Jewish woman named Jeanette from the Rosenberg family. If these two citizens of a country, they had national taste, it would have been good. But they have national appetite and foreign taste. That leave y'all hungry from your stomach to your waist. That's why y'all can't stand up straight to look them in your plain face. Friends, y'all are responsible for what is happening. Guyana is an Amerindian country. Indians is an Indian country. That is liberated and free, divided by religion. Africa is an African country, which is black people country. They are independent, ruled by many other leaders when it's one Africa, divided by colonial master. Unto this day, I would say they're still independent, that they are fighting each other for territory that the European divide and carry the name. But China is independent. China is China. There's no division there. Chinese only talk about the little island, them, Thailand and others, they own, but they're not killing their own. Y'all are not learning. Indians are killing their own. Blacks are killing their own. European white men are killing their own. Today, I want you all to understand one thing. Mr. Burke in Brooklyn, I think, released a little video on TikTok. If I understand it clearly, and I go to use a lexicon, people could use your video, your name, and say you say things with your voice which are not you. Technology. Stated, Maduro, Venezuela, must get a piece of whatever. I think Burke got it there, y'all could check it and see, and analyze it for yourself. Why must Venezuela and Mr. Maduro get a piece of Guyana? Give the effing country back to Britain or America if you Indian bastards can't run it. Come on. Will Maduro give you Caracas? Answer me. I said again, he is a very dangerous dictator, what he have done to the Venezuelan people. A great nation, hospitable, God-fearing. He got them running all over the world like refugees when they was a standing example in Latin and South America, followed by Argentina and Brazil and Peru. But you Indian and black people in Guyana, the disease of Indian Africa that was brought to the shore of Guyana, I got your blood in me. I don't think they got cure unless you're dead. And if y'all believe that y'all are right because y'all love to kill. But I want to warn the mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, wife, brothers and uncle and auntie. Talk to your husband, your son, your nephew, your children if they are killing for politicians or corrupt businessmen. Once you take the job and you kill somebody, 3,000 Indians already got your name. You're not going to escape. And if they find that your name might be calling, they get another black man to kill you. And might be kill your family too. Y'all are not learning. Y'all are so illiterate. So y'all can never talk who killed and who was sent to kill. And you, the magistrate and judge, learned people because of your race. 80 or 90% of you are blacks. And because of your economics, and you worry about your job, the minister call you and tell you what to do. You would even turn back and crucify Jesus again and make Muhammad declare war on you. And you black people talking. You're supposed to be smarter than that. Come on. And the police with the uniform, I call them legal criminals disguising as peace officers for the government, the police, and the man who run the station. I want you all to know every crime you all have committed against innocent people. People got your name. The Ayatollah Khomeini killed hundreds, thousands of the Shah followers. These are things I don't want you all to know. Okay? And in some country, they dig a long trench and gun down a hole at the people over things like this. Yeah. Today, if what Mr. Burke put out, and then somebody will release a thing, one time I seen the paper Maduro and Mr. Ramatar signing some agreement, I think that should be known. If these things are facts, then we need a national front government immediately. One that will not run by the blacks and the Indian. It will be an Amerindian man or woman leader to run the country. Will be supported by the Indian and the black, Portuguese and Chinese and the mixed race. And the constitution will change. If any minister breaks the law by using his or her office to deny a man, a woman, or a child justice, they must be tried. And if convicted, whatever happens, so be the case. My friends, today I want you all to know and listen carefully. I have nothing against the Venezuelan people. I think they should come to Guyana. But I am not going to be happy with an invasion towards our territory. Take it from me. Someone wrote to me in my in my page that 1811 or something, the country belonged to Venezuela. Well, brother, go back to 1492. Then Columbus said he discovered with Juan Martin and many more. There was a nation there before Spanish, before the Dutch, before the British, before the French, and before the Scandinavian or the Portuguese. Will you agree with me? Come on. As we says again, if the Bible talk about the promised land belonged to the Jews, what happened to Guyana, Venezuela, Brazil, and the whole Latin and South America? Who it belonged to? I know it belonged to Spain. It belonged to England. It belonged to Russia, China, France, Italy, Greece. Unless I drink wine, I don't know. I want y'all to educate me. Since you black people out of Africa talking about slavery, and you were sold as slave, and Mother Africa is waiting, why don't y'all go back there? Give the Amerindian their country, y'all are God-fearing. Y'all are worse than the Jews. What are y'all blaming Israel for? Y'all capitalize on people's country. Where's the Arawak Indian? Where is all the Indians? But you know something? Y'all gonna point your finger. He living in America. Is in America the Indians? Yes, they did. But not modern American do it. Why the modern generation have to answer the sin for the past generation? Answer me. Then y'all are telling me that if you kill my son, I must kill out your grandchildren? And you? If y'all like it that way, if y'all know what y'all interfering with, y'all would wish your mother didn't give birth to y'all. And none of we live forever. Then I see there will be a meeting tomorrow in one of the Caribbean islands with Mr. Ralph Rodriguez, who is going to try to put Maduro to sit down, and Mr. Ali to discuss the border issue, a great-grandson of slavery or cheap labor, wherever he come from, because he got Portuguese name. So, my friend, I want to enlighten y'all. This cannot happen. Jesus had 2 thieves at the corner. One accept his fault and he said, you shall be in heaven with me. Here we have 3 thieves. One inherit his little island and he stand in the middle. And I call him a thief because if it don't belong to Portuguese, Chinese, and black and whatever, but the native Indian, and he accepts it to be the leader, then he accepts stolen property. And it's an English country, the same English book go, he who receives stolen property is more worse than the man who stole it. He should be executed. How can you put a king of a thief that accepts what don't belong to him to make peace between 2 other thieves? When the British thief it, the Spanish thief it, and hand down to children of slaves and cheap labor, while the Spanish went through that the same way. Venezuela, like Caracas, is an Amerindian country, like all the rest. So how could you put an Indian and a Spanish to negotiate peace treaty and the Amerindian is not there? Well, imagine, let's come for a little argument here. I want if Muhammad and Jesus sit down. They should call the Hindu them to make peace there between the 2 of them if they're fighting for heaven. What you all think? Or vice versa. Muhammad the peacemaker between the Hindu and the Jew, or the Christian between either. You think that would be nice? God may have to throw y'all out faster than he throw Lucifer. Hypocrites. Why don't we sit down and analyze and understand where we went wrong? The country belonged to the Amerindian people, was ruled by the Dutch. Then comes the British, while Venezuela was ruled by the Spanish. And therefore it don't belong to Maduro, it don't belong to Ali or Barajak to make decisions. If these things are true, that what Burke put out, and somebody else put out a thing with Ramatar, signing an agreement, I got to use a legend everything for y'all illiterate bastards. Because you all believe you all know the English language. Okay? And let it be known, if y'all can make peace in a Caribbean island, when the Caribbean court already make a decision, isn't that island in the Caribbean? Isn't the Caribbean court oversee all of that to bring about peace? How now can you go to ask Barabbas to make peace between Jesus and Pontius Pilate when Barabbas is a thief himself? Answer me. Huh? You illiterate bastards. I said it. Where's all the priests? I think Mr. Ali should not go to that because the Brazilian president is wiser than him and refused to take part in that. Come on, Ali. Come on. You have to wake up. If you're being used by Barbara Jack Neal, stop it. And you are lucky you was not on that helicopter. If you remember one of my videos, I warned you, be careful with them. Jealousy have no friends. Brothers kill brothers. Wife poison husband. Even Samson was actually poisoned by Delilah and he hair cut out. Think what I'm telling you. But it's still a mystery. I want to know. 5 men dead in the helicopter and the other 2 didn't even get a bruise. According to what I'm hearing, it's alleged. That come into question. I don't think you need Sherlock Holmes, ladies and gentlemen. I like that too, brother, to tell me what God did saw. That they fall from a helicopter 1,000 feet above through the jungle, dense bushes, and didn't get scratched, but sit down like nothing happened and still get up and walk and talk. Come on, man. You mean to tell me they're better than Jesus? That he had to fetch the cross, beaten, and put on a cross? Maybe they're God? Because God allowed his son to be crucified, beaten in brutal way, suffer along the street, and drag a cross until a black man helped me pick it up. These 2 military men in the helicopter called the Bell crash, followed the air, and 2 survivors and 5 dead, and the 2 survivors is ordinary military person and don't get a scratch. Excuse me. I'm asking question. I'm not blaming nobody. This is one of the greatest things that I've ever heard. I know people surviving plane crash and things, but breaking bones. End up in emergency room. I want to know what God these people suffer. Maybe they are God. I would like to be in their department. Because boy, when you could get an accident like that, and nothing happened to you, falling from the sky, I see a man jump off the building at a time. It was about 7 stories high, and when he touched the ground, he was burst to pieces. I see somebody throw a dog off of a balcony, and when it hit on the ground, my God, it's only bones and bloods, man. And that's a dog, maybe 100 pounds, 80 pounds, depends. Much less a plane coming down. And how those blades fixed, it needs to be inquired, but that's only my opinion. But every crime you all committed against innocent people, your generation can answer it, you know. The Bible said that, right? Where we will wait on God. Now, I have nothing against the Venezuelan people, because Venezuelan people are very, very, very kind and devoted. But Mr. Maduro claiming something that all the pirates from England to France to Portugal to Spain kill and slaughter innocent people and take the land. Juan Martin spread the story about the El Dorado city made of gold. My friends, and there were many more, Sir Walter Raleigh, Francis Drake, and I will continue. So what are you people talking about? Then Barrett is saying, according to what Mr. Burke released, Mr. Maduro and he should have some concession. What happened to the Amerindian Barry Jack Neal? Come on, Ali. Hello, Guyanese, Indian and black alike. You all have been used and abused. I call upon you all to unite together. Military, police, civil servant. Whatever is the past, let it go until we form a national front government. Elect an Amerindian man or woman to be the head. And we will be able to claim Caracas because it belongs to them. Africa is free ruled by blacks. India is free ruled by Indians. China is free ruled by Chinese. And Europe ruled by Europeans. Only they got a little soup drinker there's a prime minister in England. Told the Palestinians the other day they can't protest in London with the flag of their country because of Israel occupying the land, killing them out and mothers and children are dying. And if anybody do that, is alleged, he will jail them. He have a reason because his wife, who's a millionaire or trillionaire, have 2 children, according to information is alleged, and he's a Hindu, and they are Muslim, and we know the problem that Hindu don't like Muslim, Muslim don't like Hindu, and he told them they can't come out and protest with no flag or protest, can they go to jail? He have a right. Do you know why? He's a bloody coolie opportunist, because his wife have signed a contract with BP for $1.5 billion in gas and oil or whatever. It's alleged. It's on the news. I'm going to put the copy on next week, because tomorrow I want to put out a daring copy about what happened with Guyana and the border with Exxon. Now, I told Glenn Lal, stop criticizing Exxon. Stop criticizing the buyers. Just talk what done to the sellers. But what I put on tomorrow will give you all eye opener. I don't blame Exxon. I'd rather have Exxon take control of the whole country, because you could buy over all your politicians. And I want you to give all 65 of them a lie detector test. All the judges and magistrates from Barnum time to now shall and will have a lie detector test, prosecutor, police. People know y'all, you know. And let it be known to you, once it's proven, unless y'all come forward and repent. You know what I mean of repent? Accept and speak the truth. So we could come together and find the right people for the country, unite together, open up the door to Mother Africa, India, where it all begins. Because the modern African and Indian did not sell you all or rent you out or enslave you. It's the past. But I said again, they throw away the shit out of Africa and India. All right? Your African brothers and sisters in Africa would like to be in your position in Guyana. Your brothers and sisters in India would also like the same opportunity. So why not start from there, China, Portugal, and the Caribbean, who opened up the door to us in the time of our needs, and the Venezuelan and the Brazilian and the Surinamese. But all these dictators from Maduro to who rule in Guyana with an iron fist and no justice, friends, the nation will have to come together what they will do. And we call upon the international community not to give nobody political asylum. Okay? Because remember, Venezuelans is not our enemy. Mr. Maduro have done wrong to the people of Venezuela. There is a woman 51 or 52 years of age who got most of the vote. And according to this referendum, they force people at gunpoint. They say the vote is alleged. I don't know the man personally, but I also get to understand it's alleged he's a birth of Colombia next door, with the great drug cartel, who everybody know, Pablo Escobar, that was shot on a rooftop. My friends, I want you all to know, America gets what America wants. They have lost their life to prevent communism, socialism from this area. So I call upon all Guyanese in all walks of life to unite, and let's find a national front government for Guyana. The black man with Burnham deceive black people and betray them. How it was different. He meet with a chaos with the 2 children die on the highway. That was no bloody accident. That's a deliberate act. I, George Orion, say that. And you Indian must listen. Why every 10 Indian women go to the hospital to make sure she and the baby die, 6 or 7 of them. And since I announced it, it's been happening again. Is that the extorting plan? It needs to be investigated, Mr. Ali. But there's a lot of killers working in the hospital. I remember a story of a black doctor named Mr. Johnson. I take my son to the public hospital because he was getting the gastro sickness. Not Castro, gastro. And they said the hospital got the medication. When I went there, I sit down obediently, tentatively waiting on my turn. I see hundreds of other race sit down, blood running down their face, and as soon the blacks come in, they call them in. I get up and walk to the man and I say, excuse me, I've been sitting there for 2.5 hours. And what I'm seeing, I have to talk. The security come and talk her up to me, then the doctor called me 20 minutes after. This is what Dr. Johnson said to me, a black man. And I said a black man, not with a matter of discrimination. He's not a white man, is all the same, or a coolie man. So when people use back the water, y'all don't be offended, okay? Because I'm a mixed man. All right? Call me Buck man, Coolie man, Black man, Portuguese man. I am a man. So get this clear. This is what Dr. Johnson said to me. You really want your son to live? Then go back there and sit down and shut up. Because first time he tell me that, I don't know what he means. I take my son and went to Mercy Hospital. Friends, but there is a God. But I blame Malcolm X, Topeka Michael, and all these black power movements in the 60s to engage in black people's mind that they were slaves and they must retaliate. My friends, like the woman who come up with Black Lives Matters. Do you know if the white people are very vindictive, no black people come to the hemisphere of the European country? Or the Americans or Canada? But these people are not like that. In every race there's good and bad. I rather live in America, sweeping the street, than be a prince in India or a king in Africa. Take it from me. I travel, I know what I'm saying. And when you talk about prostitution, ask the African leaders what they do with the young African women. And ask the coolie them what they do with the Indian and the young men. Friends, I ask y'all in the name of God, let's come together, unite for a national front government. And if it is true what I'm hearing, it's time to replace that government as early as possible. A new breed of people. So respectfully for all Guyanese, throw the race behind your back, talk about the human race, and let's unite and put Guyana forward and open up the door to the less fortunate. I don't care where they come from, they're human beings. This earth belongs to God. One day we are all going to go in it. But I still would recommend some good men who like to fight for land, like Ali of Latri Bagastong, Mr. Ahmad Ali, and his nephew or his brother, Safraz Ali, Bibi Ali, Nisha Ali, and the man that Canaan will put a gate to black people from going in and coming out, Mr. Mohan Lal. I think y'all should get to the border and put up a wall and a fence. Let Maduro send a bullet through your heart and your head, you hypocrites. So let's unite for you decent Indian and black people and others as Guyanese. Let's unite and put Guyana forward and let the Americans open more business in the country. All right? No man must put a gun to our head and we have to give in. Can we do it to Venezuela? And don't go to that meeting, Mr. President. With that, I am your host, George Correa. Thank you for listening. If I offend y'all, I apologize. But my country comes first. Have a good day.